everyone, and welcome to another 10 Reasons Why show in the morning with me, Scott Tomaso. 10 Reasons Why show is an entertainment, news, and trending technology podcast. Today's topic is really interesting. It actually came to me this morning when I woke up and read a fascinating article by Jason Allen on Thrillist.com, which is a great online food, drink, technology, and travel site, among other things. But this article gave 15 reasons why British pubs were better than American bars. Now, I should preface this by saying that I am a very big pub fan. I love English pubs. I love Irish pubs. I prefer them. I live for them. I actually go to England every year just to get my fix in. However, as an American and frequenter of many American bars, I took somewhat offense to the notion that the Brits are hands down the better masters of the almighty brew house. But before I give my rebuttal, I think we need to figure out what an American bar is. And if I had to pinpoint just one of the many varieties of bars we have here in America, I would have to say that most of them probably fit into what we would consider a sports bar. Now, even though Jason's article, like I said, goes through 15 different reasons why he believes British pubs are better, I'm only going to give you 5 right here in this video. However, if you want to read about all 15 of my rebuttals to him, come check it out on our blog on our website at 10reasonswhyshow.com. All right, here we go. Number 1. Now, Jason states that the atmosphere of a British pub is better than that of an American bar. Again, it's hard for me to disagree with him because I love the traditional pub house concept. No TVs, just a nice brew and socializing amongst friends. I get it. I love it. I want it. However, I think Jason may not have ever been to an American sports bar, maybe, because there is no other atmosphere like that. He also speaks to the variety of beers available as well, and I don't know where Jason goes, but as far as the bars that I go to, there's usually anywhere from 50 to 120 different beers on hand, and that includes both domestic and imported. Back to the atmosphere, though, I go to watch the games, and most people, when I go to these bars, they're all dressed up in their favorite jerseys, their favorite team's jerseys. And I have a good brew. I love hanging out with friends. We talk trash. We have fun. We eat wings, which, by the way, England, you still have time to catch up on that. Wings. Get wings in England. Wings. Number 2, domestic equals European. Now, Jason goes through and says something along the lines that Belgian or German or French beers, they're all commonplace in British pubs. So they're not really called imported. Now, I think what he's pointing towards is the fact that in our menus here in the U.S., we have domestic beers and we also have imported beers. Well, I hate to break it to you, Jason, but every beer that isn't from your country is imported. That's just the way it is. And most of the domestic beers that they list there are usually microbrews. And I'm not talking about the Coors, the Budweisers, or the Miller Lights, which will be there, of course, but I'm talking about the great tasting, deep flavors of our finest regions that make their own beers. Which, on a side note, I don't know if you know this, Jason, but the most microbrews in the world are here in the U.S. In fact, the number of microbreweries in the U.S. nearly triples that in England. That, my friend, is called variety. And a little known fact, most of our microbrews are just as good, if not better, than any imported beer from Germany, France, or Belgium. Number 3, Sunday roast. Now, Jason states that English pub food would win the entire argument alone, and that statement doesn't even take into account the gastropubs that they have there because they have, quote, more than mere wings and burgers to build on, end quote. My only response to that is, Jason, you need to get out more. Now, I don't know where Jason lives, but I live in LA, and I can literally walk a block from here, any block, any direction, and find a gastropub. They're all over the place. And I love them. They're quaint, they're cool, they're hip, and that's right, they have a nice wide variety of microbrews from here in the U.S. And I should also point out that this is some of the best beer in the world. As to Jason's point that English pub food would win this argument alone, the entire argument alone, I would like to extend an offer to Jason to actually go to a bar, which, by the way, does usually serve traditional English favorites like fish and chips and steak pies, which, by the way, I love steak and ale pies. Number 4, Jason says that pubs are family friendly. All right, we have those too. They're called bars and grills. So. And number 5, cider. Now, apparently Jason thinks cider only exists in England, or it's very, very hard for it to come by here in the U.S. Well, I have news for you. I have had many a night here in the USA drinking my fair share of cider and then some.
And then more than some.
Just about everywhere I go, I can find cider. As a matter of fact, I have people I know who actually make cider in their own homes. But I have gone to many places with cider, so I don't know where that argument comes from. My guess, again, is that Jason just doesn't get out much. All right, there you go. That's my rebuttal to Thrillist.com's article about 15 reasons why British pubs are better than American bars. Again, you can read all 15 of my rebuttals to Jason's points in our blog at 10reasonswhyshow.com. Just hit blogs when you get there. Come check it out. Share, like, comment, read it to your children before you go to bed. You know, whatever. I do want to leave a quick comment for Jason, though, before I go. I really did enjoy the article, and I have to say I agree with most of it. I am a fan of the English pub. I love the atmosphere, the social significance, and just everything about it is fantastic. It's right up my alley. And if you're ever so inclined, Jason, to meet up for a drink in London one of these days, I'll buy you a drink at Ye Olde Cheshire Cheese Pub, which is one of my favorites out there. Or maybe a nice American microbrew if you're ever out here in LA. Until next time, I'm Scott Tommaso. Cheers.